Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Twisted Teach. Today I'm going to be playing Rogue Adventure. This will be the second part to a new series that I am creating, a guide playthrough for the Android and iOS game known as Rogue Adventures. Rogue Adventure is a roguelike deck building game created by Shark Labs. And on this episode, which is primarily for YouTube, though I will be streaming it, I will be teaching you individuals how to play Wizard normal difficulty, hopefully without dying on my first attempt, or I might have to restart and delete this whole video so no one ever knows, but hopefully that is not the case. So, Rogue Adventure is created by Shark Labs. When downloading the app, you come up to the front page. This account is fresh, new, level 2, and you can find Reddit to the Rogue Adventure Reddit and the Rogue Adventure Discord down below on the left side of the app. There's also a shop which will allow you to buy the ad-free experience, the double EXP experience, and the unlock all. I would recommend, if you do not enjoy ads, to buy yourself the ad-free experience. However, I like supporting it. I don't have the money to buy the ad-free experience for you guys, so I will be using ads during this game and this playthrough. So, without further ado, let's get started. Wizard starts with 50 HP. Their class bonuses are unlocked after completing Inferno 2, Inferno 5, and Inferno 10. My goal with this series that I am creating is to teach you how to beat every class up to Inferno 10 to be able to unlock all of the class bonuses. The base wizard, every time you play a magic card, you gain 1 energy point. The upgraded class, for every 10 energy points, activate a sphere of energy, maximum of 2. Start of your turn, you have 1 extra mana for each sphere of energy activated. This will be classic mode, as you are unable to increase the mode to infinite unless you have beaten Inferno 1, so we will be doing this on normal. Let's go ahead and get started. Upon opening up, because I leveled up recently, I get the choice of choosing an extra starting bonus. This is new, but after leveling, it's always the best thing to do and go into your highest level account to try to get the extra bonus to get past a rough inferno that you've been stuck on. But as I'm doing this fresh, I forgot that this starting bonus existed, so I'm going to do this fresh right after the warrior. So if you're following along with this and you manage to beat warrior on your first try, and you manage to come to wizard next, we're going to be sitting here, and I'm going to do this the easiest way I know how. We're going to choose a, you know what? Let's choose gold. I don't want a random card, I don't want a random skill, I don't want to throw anything off, but the 100 gold, it's not really too big. So we're going to go ahead and choose that. So, starting out, Enchanted Forest as usual. You will have the choice of choosing many different branches to get from point A to point B to the best of your ability. Now I'm going to do this like I did the warrior walkthrough. We're going to be doing a beginner. If you are new to the game, not very experienced with roguelites, deck builders, or games like this, or games in general, I will be pointing out which branch will be the best and easiest for a new player to go through without any issues. And I will also be pointing out the advanced path for individuals that are veterans or know a little bit more about games like roguelikes and deck builders to begin with. And I will be personally following the advanced tree. That way you guys will be able to see that it is doable no matter which path you take if you play smart and make the right decisions. So, taking a look, we want to face as little opposition as possible, so we're not going down the right branch for beginners. What we're probably going to do is we're probably going to go down the left branch here. So we're going to start out down here, and we're going to take the leftmost branch. So fight, merchant. Then we're going to go chest, elite room, merchant, chest, merchant, fight, boss. That would be the beginner's path. However, because I'm going to be doing this as an advanced player, I myself will be following the advanced path. The best path to take for an advanced player is probably going to be the same path. The reason you're wanting to take the exact same path as the beginner in this one is the mass amounts of merchant rooms and chest rooms that you're going to be going through will make this run a lot easier. Now, mind you, elite rooms have the chance of dropping boss cards, but being such a low level right now and not having very many boss cards unlocked, as well as really needing the extra gold before fighting Enchanted Forest's first boss, which is sometimes one of the hardest, we're going to fight Forest Sprites. 2 of them are going to be waiting. 1 of them is going to want to attack for 3 damage. So we're going to want to defend ourselves for at least 3 damage. The best strategy is always to minimize the amount of impact the enemies are having on you over the period of the run, taking as little damage as possible. So this here deals 2 damage, applies 2 weak, gains 3 shield. So we're going to go ahead and start doing damage to the far left one. The reason I'm choosing the far left one is after this turn, this Forest Sprite will do 3 damage to us, and then it'll switch over to these 2 on the edges doing 3 damage to us, and this one waiting. We want to eliminate this one on the side as quickly as possible. So, in order to gain energy points, alright, every time you play a magic card, gain 1 energy point. We're going to go ahead and apply weak to the middle one as well. Why not? And then we're going to go ahead and do damage to everyone equal to 2, which is the amount of energy points we had. We have 6 shield. He's doing 2 damage. They're going to wait. Actually, let me do this. I'm going to swap the enemy's turn to fast now that you should have a basic understanding if you've unlocked the wizard. We're going to go ahead and do damage. We're going to generate a shield. And we're going to go ahead and do 5 damage to everything. Now, we're going to take 2 damage, reducing our shield to 1, sorry. And then he's going to do 3 damage to us, which will be 2 after our shield. Unlucky. Actually, we still have the ability to play a card because we got mana from that last one. So we're actually going to go over here, apply weak, do 2 damage, gain 3 shield. Have enough shield to block all the damage. We're going to move on turns. They do their damage. They all go into wait phase. Damage. We're going to go ahead and play this one, which deals damage equal to the energy points, which is 9. Managing to kill them. Wizard's pretty good early. Remove shield target, deal 5 damage. Gain 4 shield. If the target has burned, deal 8 damage. Well, let's go Beastman. That's actually not a bad idea. Lizard Guard, Beastman. Let's go. So, we're going to go ahead and come here. We're going to use one of our Mud Golems here. Give him weak. Give us shield. Tank the damage. Do 4 points of damage. Do damage equal to the number of charges. Immediately hit him again for 4. That brings him from 17 to 29. So, something you should know. Paralyzing Spider. Spider's Web. Take unblocked damage from this creature. Will apply 1 block. That hurts. It's going to stop us from playing combat cards. Sadly, for them, we're a wizard. We have magic cards. We can do this. We're going to apply weak to that one. We're going to go ahead and do damage to this one. We're going to do damage equal to our sorcery points there, which is 6. And we're going to go ahead and attack again for 4. This leaves this guy at 3, this guy at 19. This dude will attack next turn. So spiders, actually he's going to debuff. Spiders go like this. The first one over here will attack on its first turn. This one will wait. Then they will both wait. This one will then debuff, getting prepped for an attack. This one will wait. This one will wait. This one will attack. Then this one will debuff. This one will wait. This one will attack. This one will wait. And it basically just trades off like that. So we're going to go ahead and kill the one on the left. We're going to hit this one. And we're going to hit this one. He's going to debuff us, making it so we do less damage. We're going to generate a shield just in case. We're going to go ahead and do 2 damage. We're then going to do 13 damage. With the reduced weakness we take because of our energy points, we'll do 13. Forgotten Priestess, pretty good. Snow Queen, okay. And Guardian of the Sigil. We're going to go ahead and go Forgotten Priestess so that we don't get silenced, because that would actually end up cooking our entire goal. And then we're going to go ahead and take this Merchant Room. We're going to watch the ad. I apologize to everybody who is watching this, but I'm watching the ads because I like supporting Shark Labs and their creation of this game. and I would like to continue to see them update it regularly, and I do not have the money to pay for the ad-free experience for you guys. On top of that, however, I think they end up generating more revenue because of the ads that I watch. So we're not going to have any gems to be able to buy the 100 coins, but we could start taking a look at what we could possibly get here. Now, applying weak is not bad. Generating thorns is okay. We're not really looking at getting anything here. Yeah, we could possibly go down for an Imperial Guard for damage and shield, but with our golems, we don't really need this necessarily. So we're going to go ahead and pass this up and just move on. Yeah, we didn't get anything from the merchant room, but who knows? We might get something. So we come here, we take a look. We get gold, gems, fairy princess. Add magic piece to your hand. Discard pile for each magic card in your hand. So this is going to be really good for us necessarily because we're running a lot of magic cards. Even if we don't have fairies, we can now branch off into fairy beastmen to be able to get a lot of these magic peas, which will allow us to possibly go into a poison fairy build. So I think that's worth taking. We're going to watch the ad on this chest. Sadly, it's a bronze chest. Haven't really gotten any luck today with doing anything more than that. So let's go ahead and full screen that. My bad. Go ahead and type to somebody on Discord. Waiting for this ad to end. And as we go further on and the ads keep popping up, I will go ahead and discuss our next plan going into the next fight. For example, we'll take the golden gem. Should have talked about the potential of what we're going to fight. We have the chances of fighting one of 3 elites, and I think, yep, goblins is sometimes the first, sometimes wasps. I think lycanthrope's the hardest in the game developers' opinions, but sometimes the later you go on, the harder goblins get to fight. Okay, so we're going to sit here and we're going to add magic peas into our discard point, or pile. So what they do is if enemies have poison, heal 2, otherwise apply 2 poison, gain 1 mana. So it's a free card to play, basically. And we're going to go ahead and start going in and dealing as much damage as possible. We're going to go ahead and do 4 damage there, 4 damage there. We're going to end turn. So one of the things that Wizards does better than any other class is clearing goblins. The reason being is you have this guy here, dealing damage to all enemies equals the number of charges you have in energy points. But we're going to go ahead and make some defensive plays here. We're going to go ahead and do some damage. We're going to get some defense going. We're at 3. We can block a total of 6 damage, and they're doing 4. We're not going to be able to get that extra damage off, which we should have done right there, is to deal damage there and then to go in for another debuff. But we'll see what we're doing. We'll apply poison, which is going to kill him. Poison, poison, which will kill him. Poison, which will kill him. Then we're going to go that. And that gives us enough defense to defend against all of these guys as they come in. So, pretty good that we took the magic piece. We can insta-kill them, which leaves us with no more, and then we're going to attempt to go in as hard as we can to murder 1 goblin this turn. So, we're now down to 2 goblins, far faster than Warrior ever has trying to kill the goblins, especially with this. We just drop that and boom, gone again. Very quick. Lion Fighter really good, Fire Priestess okay, but here we go. This is exactly what we were hoping for. Snake Emperor, Beastman card, deal 9 damage if the target has poison, and with the fairy that allows us to get magic peas to poison our enemies, this is huge amounts of damage. So we're going to go ahead and confirm that, and we're going to take this Snake Emperor there. We're going to watch the ad. I apologize. Still, I'm going to continue to do this as long as you guys watch. Feel free to kind of just mute me and kind of just watch. So, going into this, there's 2 bosses that we could possibly fight. For Wizards, the best one that we could possibly fight is going to be Gorilla King. The reason Gorilla King is easier to fight for Wizard, even though he does a lot of damage and we don't have a lot of defense, is we could really quickly burst him down with poison damage as well as magic cards. So our goal is going to be drop as much magic as we possibly can, and there we go, Fairy Queen. This run's already looking fantastic. And I'm going to ignore leveling up right now because this is just way too good to pass up. So we're going to go ahead and buy the Fairy Queen. We're going to buy the Red Bloom for Toxic Flower, more poison damage. Fantastic start to this game already. We're going to go ahead and ignore leveling up again, but we want to do it as soon as possible. So we're going to buy the 100 coins if next time we come into it, we don't have enough gold. So we're going to go ahead and go here. We're going to get some gold. We're going to take the fairy princess because, hey, more fairies.
You uninstalled that game already?
Which is going to allow us to be able to take our poison damage and just absolutely stack it. This is going to be a poison run, and you're going to see how good poison can be if you manage to get a deck that's just solely built for burning down somebody very quickly. You'll see how quick boss fights will go. Sometimes some of the creatures are going to take a little longer to kill. As long as I play this right, even with little to no defense, we might be able to burn things down fast enough. So this is going to be a really balls to the wall kind of play. And we're going to try this. So we're going to watch ads. It's a lot of ad watching right now.
You uninstalled that game already?
Something you should know, that if you get into the merchant and you try to click on that thing that I clicked on to watch this ad and get free coins, if it doesn't pop up and it says, hey, you don't have connection to do this, click on it a few times. Sometimes it's a little glitchy and it doesn't always work. And just clicking it a few times will work. If not, you've got to restart your app and come back in, and you'll still be in the merchant room, so you don't have to worry about that. And you'll be able to watch this for the extra coins. If you have the ad-free experience, you'll be able to just click on that and get the free coins without ever having to watch it. So in the long run, it's good to pay. We have 181 coins. We can check to see if we can spend money on getting coins here, because there is a potential of a skill being given to us that allows us to get 300 gold off the bat. We don't have enough even with this to go for the level up. So we're going to ignore this, and we're going to keep that here, and we're just going to go ahead and go to the next fight. Now this is a normal fight, and this is by far one of the hardest normal fights in Enchanted Forest. The butterfly is one of the most dangerous opponents you will ever face in this game. The reason being is these guys debuff you while his damage just does so much. And their HP is really high for being so early in the game. So we're going to go ahead and drop Princess. And we're going to try to murder this dude on the left first. The reason you want to murder the dude on the far left first is he gives you a debuff where your armor no longer is high. So this one's going to be damage, this one's going to be armor. And he's just going to be impossible to kill. With the damage debuff here, and the armor that he's going to give, and then the armor debuff here, he's just going to kill you. It's going to be really hard. It's one of the hardest fights, but we'll see how quickly we can get through this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop these, and then we're going to drop another fairy princess. So as you can see, we already have a crap ton of magic peas in the back, which is going to allow us to stack poison on the enemies and try to keep them down. We're going to go ahead and drop a fairy princess. We're going to go ahead and drop debuff here and give ourselves some armor, and then we're going to go ahead and drop a toxic flower, and we're going to get some flowers in it. So we're going to take a bit of damage here, but it's going to be the trade-off for doing lots of damage later on, and we're already at 7 stacks of our energy points, so when we start playing our little dude, it's going to be really nice for us to be able to do this. So as you see, we put poison on everything. If we need a little bit of HP, that's going to heal us. And then we have here, if your HP is below 50%, heal 3. Otherwise, apply 1 poison to all enemies, gain 1 mana. Boom. And we're just going to apply poison. Everyone's going to be poisoned. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be super good. And it's going to be one of the best things that we could possibly do right here. And we're going to go ahead and apply more poison. We're going to get full HP. And then we're going to drop down for some armor. And as you see, one of them get knocked off because of the poison. We take 3 points of damage from the butterfly. It doesn't really matter because we just go boom, back up to full HP. And what's really great about wizards is this dude, every time you play a magic card, including the magic peas, you're going to get these stacks up here. And you'll just see, boom, 20 damage. And now that he's poisoned, there's 18 damage, and he's dead instantly. So poison's really good. It could be one of the strongest builds in the game. We don't have burn. I don't really care about not taking any damage with Snow Queen just because it's a waste of a card to play. And I don't want Gorillatron because of its RNG mechanic of if the opponents are attacking and you have it in your hand, sometimes you're not going to have it in the hand when they're attacking and you want a shield, or you're not going to have it in your hand if you want to do damage and they're not attacking. And I think for Wizard, it's just a really terrible buy. So we're going to go ahead and take the gem. And we're going to stack a lot of gems. We're going to go into the first fight, and perfect. This run you wouldn't stop this run. You would go hardcore on this run, and you want to do as much damage as you possibly can to Gorilla King and just stack this, because every time you play this guy here after a full turn of spells, you're just gonna absolutely murder him. And it's just, you get 21 cards in your fucking grave. You have so many cards to spend. Boom, all of your HP back. And then you're going to shield yourself here. You're going to get more magic Ps. You're going to go ahead and get more mana. Then you're going to overcharge. And you're going to do damage. You have 3 armor. He's doing 1 damage. You have 14 charges. He's got 3 poison. He's not going to be able to do anything to you. His damage does scale, though, over time. So you really want to go as fast as possible, stopping him from managing to kill you. And you just, as you see, every time you get the Snake Emperor and he's poisoned, you're doing 20, 30 damage to him a turn. The turn ends here. I've got no more mana. I've exiled 7 cards, so this would be a good exile deck to be playing, and you're just gonna go ham on him. You're just gonna play as many cards as you possibly can in the same turn. He's gonna start doing damage. There's nothing you can do to stop that. On the turns that he has like this, where he is off, just go in. Just absolutely destroy him, and boom. He's done. You've got 30 stacks. You're only like 3 or 4 turns in, and you've already beaten the first boss. Here's another ad. They've started adding boss fight or ads to the end of boss fights. It's fine with me. Really, really good right here. So, add a Robo Hand into your discard pile for each card in your exile. With the way we're running our deck right now, this would be really, really good. Shadow Assassin. We don't really need to worry about burning down boss HP because we have poison, and it's going to do it for us. And then, of course, Dark Lord. The argument now is, do I want to go with extra damage, healing, mana on exile? Or do I want to go potential super stacks with Dark Lord? And I think I'm going to want to do Dark Lord. I think Dark Lord's going to be better for us in the long run, even with the way we're running this deck. So we're going to take Dark Lord. Here's another really simple one. You're not really going to have any choices. This isn't really a beginner-friendly level. You're going to be facing at least 2 elite rooms. So, of course, for a beginner, you're going to go right, and you're going to go fight, fight, elite, fight. You're going to do merchant room, into another elite, into a fight, into a chest, into a merchant room, into the boss. And for the more veteran players, you're going to go left and then left again. Really, it doesn't matter if you go left and then right. It's just a different order of doing things. But you're going to be facing 3 elites. So let's go ahead and do the first one here. We open up, drop our magic Ps. Wasn't really the best hand to drop that, but it's fun. We're going to do some damage. We're going to reduce the damage here. So we're going to take a bit of damage our first turn. We're going to take 4, which will give us 1 damage overall with 6 more. So we're going to take 7 damage, but they're now burned and poisoned, which means we're going to start scaling really, really well into dealing damage to them. They're already at 23, 25 HP. Then really, if you want, weaken this one, do 18 points of damage here, drop magic Ps, boom. They're going to do, basically, shield themselves, poison damage takes more of that out, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to heal. Magic Ps are going to heal you back up to full HP. You're going to drop that. You're going to murder the dude on that. Then you're going to drop. With the weakness, he does 4 damage. With a 4 shield, with your golem, boom. You're just taking no damage now. And then what you do, you drop Ps, give him more poison. Dark Lord, give him more poison and fire. Give him more weakness. Murder him for 11 points. Heal yourself. You're healing. Basically, it's that quick. You start tearing through fights with poison really, really quickly. And honestly, I'm probably going to do this again. I'm going to take another Fairy Princess. Being able to stack all of this, it's going to give you HP, it's going to give you poison, it's going to give you mana, it's going to give you infinite, just being able to drop card. And with Wizard, best thing you could possibly do. And I feel so comfortable going into Sharks. Like, okay, so Sharks, giant shark, smell the blood. After taking unblocked damage from a shark, this creature gains +1 damage. So if they deal damage to me, their damage starts to go up. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to weaken this one. I'm going to want to drop this. I'm going to want to weaken all of them. I want them to do as little damage as possible to me. So I'm going to block the first one, and then they're going to get stacks off the second two. So it's going to hurt a little bit. And it's going to be very dangerous. It's going to be, we're going to have to go. Like, absolutely go. We're going to go ahead and give them all debuffs. We're going to put a lot in their hand. Cool. They're going to do 12 damage to us this turn. Actually, it's going to be more because they scale really, really well. And then I'm just going to heal, which is going to be the goal with the peas. We're going to go ahead and add Toxic Flowers. We're going to go ahead and murder this one on the left. And we're going to try to stack this as much as possible. We're about to take 18 points of damage. Nothing we can do there. Our goal is just going to be murder them faster than they can murder us. This is going to be the hardest bit of this run. And we're going to heal some more. And then we're going to go boop. We're going to want to take as little damage as possible. So they're about to take 4 poison damage at the beginning of their turn, and then they're going to take 4 fire damage at the end of their turn. So they're going to do 16 points of damage. So we're going to take 10 overall, leaving us at 11 HP, which is really dangerous. But they're going to die. So going into this next one, it's going to be really dangerous. But we're going to take Lady of the Bloom, another fairy that applies 3 poison to everything. And we're going to go ahead and go into this next elite fight, and this is going to hurt. Because we can only block 6 of the damage, taking 7. So we're going to be at 4 HP right off the bat into this fight. I might actually end up losing this. Yep. Man, that sucks. Oh, such a good run. Wasted. So we're going to do this again. Wizard, maybe not be so ballsy this time. But we're going to start a new wizard run. We got our starting bonus still here, which is really good that they changed this, because if you had quit after leveling up, you wouldn't have been able to get this again. So we're going to go ahead and take that, and we're going to look here. So we're going to look at the beginner guide, right? So something you should know. We're going to go ahead and choose which side the beginner's going to probably want to go down. You're probably going to want to start on the left side, take the left branch, and then you're going to take the left branch again, and you're going to go all the way up. So it's going to be fight, merchant, chest, merchant, elite, merchant, boss. And for a more veteran player, you're probably going to want to take... You're probably going to want to take the left branch over here and go left again. So you're going to go fight, merchant, but you're going to go right for chest, elite, merchant, elite, merchant, boss. And it's going to be the best path for you. So we're going to go ahead and go here. We're going to debuff both of them. We're going to do 2 damage. So we've already dealt a total of 4 damage to each of these creatures. And we've got enough shield to block their damage. So we're going to go ahead and do more damage with our golem. We're at 4 charges already. So we're going to go damage, 6 damage, and damage, eliminating the left one, leaving us with 14 HP on the right one with a 4 shield. So we're going to go damage, debuff, damage. And it's that quick. We're going to probably take Forgotten Priestess here. Okay. Again, debuff, damage, all damage. He's at 6, he's at 12, he's at 14. He does no damage to us through our shield. And now it's their turn. We're going to go ahead and go debuff, damage. He does 2 damage. He does nothing. We have 3 shield. We end this turn. And we're good to go. They're both at 12 HP. So we're going to go damage, debuff, damage. Oh, I shouldn't have ended. I had enough to be able to kill this guy this turn. Going a little bit too fast. So we're going to go ahead and do damage. Oop. Ah, yes, here we go. Wizard. Gain 1 mana. Gain overcharge until the end of the turn. Play 50 magic cards to upgrade. Really good since we're wizard. We're going to go to the merchant room. We're going to take a look here and probably watch this ad. Get some free coin. If we have 4 crystals, we're going to go ahead and buy the upgrade for the wizard. If not, we're going to see if we can afford anything good in the card section. And if not, we're going to pass on and we're going to continue forward. So, AFK Arena, a little bit better of something to watch, something kind of dumb. I think that's Markiplier. I'm not quite sure. I'm not super savvy with all of the people that stream these days, so got no gems, can't really afford anything. Nothing really super good. I could possibly go Angels, but I think I'm going to hold off to try to get the upgrade for the Wizard, because the upgraded Wizard is just one of the strongest things in this entire game. We're going to take that. We're going to ignore the Lizardman Fighter this time. We didn't really use the Lizardman Guard last time, and I don't think it's going to be really useful during this run. More defense might be good. I probably could have bought the Thule Acolyte with the 20 shield. Of course, he exiles himself, but that's a good emergency shield for 20 points. So let's see here. We're going to see how far we can get. And we're going to see how far we can go. We're going to take the coins, the gems, boom. More than enough coins and gems the next time we reach a merchant. So, here we go. The goblins, one of the easiest things to kill. We're going to go boop, boop. We're going to go wizard, and then we're going to do 3 damage to everything. That way we got 4 magic cards off in one turn. We dealt damage to everything. Got these 2 down to 3 and this one down to 7. Debuff. Debuff. Damage to everything. And we have enough damage to block everything, so we're going to go debuff. Why not? Why not bring them down to 1/8 damage each and have 8 charges ready? And then we're going to go boop, 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 and boop. So we have 3 armor. We're going to take 4 damage. Probably should have thought that more of going towards the debuff and the armor, but 1 damage isn't super worrisome. We're going to debuff everyone here. We're going to go ahead and shoot that. We're going to go kill, kill, and we're going to go to the next turn. If we get the golem again, we're just going to one-shot all of these with 16 points of damage, and there we go. Super easy. If this wasn't an ant wizard, I think I'm going to go lizard guard again. Let's see. We might be able to use it better than we did last time. We're going to take the free coin.
You uninstalled that game already?
I'm going to go ahead and mute that, because that's pretty annoying to watch. My apologies. We're going to go into another elite room. This elite room is more than likely going to go ahead and be the lycanthrope. It usually is the last one of the run, if the first one isn't goblin. So we're going to see. It should be lycanthrope. It should be fairly easy to burn through lycanthrope, especially since you can do AoE damage via the number of charges you have. So we're going to go ahead and go over here to services first. We're going to buy the upgrade. Go back over here. If only we had 1 extra gem. Killing an enemy grants 7 coin. Really, really good. But Book of Magic, we're also too short for this. Every time you play 4 magic cards in a single turn, heal 4. It's really good for Wizard. Come back over here, take a look. Can't really afford anything with our coin, so we're going to exit. We're going to go to the next merchant room. We're going to watch another ad. Again, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. This one's luckily a really short ad. I don't have to sit here forever and watch. We still get the coin. We're at 100. And we take a look. And I think we're going to go with the Young Witch. Actually, we can afford the Fairy Queen. So, Fairy Queen it is. Okay, going into the next elite room, it is Lycanthrope. So, this is going to be one of the dangerous rooms. We're going to debuff him. We're going to drop damage on him turn 1 as quickly as possible. Once we reach 10 points, we will unlock the first sphere, which makes these little golems here do more damage. We're going to get debuff. We're going to get armor, damage, and then we're going to do damage to this guy here. So we're at 4. Probably should drop more shield, but we're going to take a little bit of damage here. We're going to take 7. It's going to hurt, but we should be good. Mass debuff, shield, enough damage to block him, so we're going to go ahead and go here and do 10 points of damage, unlocking our first sphere, which is pretty nice. So we're going to go debuff, damage, extra. We're going to get 1 extra point off before our golem here with the wizard. And we're going to go ahead and drop enough points to kill the extra wolf and deal so much damage to the lycanthrope. So, we come in here, drop the Fairy Queen, drop the damage, drop extra, drop the damage, and we're going to drop some armor. So we're going to be able to block 4 of the lycanthrope's 8 damage. Not able to get any more armor off, sadly. And we're going to murder them. Boom. And lycanthrope's done really quickly. Sadly, not able to run Snake Emperor, but let's go ahead and drop the Lizard Fighter. Might as well with the Lizard Guard we have. And we're going to be able to watch this next ad. Hopefully it's a short one. It is. Nice. Hopefully we continue to get short ads like this. That way we're not watching ads forever. And we're going to go ahead and see if any skills have opened up. The ability to not be weakened, don't really worry about that. Don't really care about not doing little damage. Taking unblocked damage from an enemy will weaken them. Heal 5 at the end of combat. Honestly, with how much damage we've been taking, I think Potion Maker might be a good decision this time. So we're going to go ahead and go into this boss. Oh boy. Drop a Fairy Queen, drop a mass debuff, drop some armor. We're going to take 2 extra points of damage, sadly, just because we couldn't block it. Drop some extra, drop a debuff, drop some damage. The goal is to just drop as many magic cards every turn as we possibly can. Extra mana, get rid of that out of our hand. Lizard Guard will give us extra armor, and we're going to do 9 damage to everything, which they're going to heal 10. So luckily, we stopped them from at least healing too much of their HP, bringing one of them almost back up to full, however, which kind of sucks. Not a lot you can do there. Almost enough to kill one of them. So, let's drop the Fairy Queen, drop some armor, kill the one on the left, and drop just mass debuff there. Why not? We absorb the damage from that one. We still have a bunch of those in our deck. This guy's upgraded, giving us 2 mana now, which is more useful than that is. Drop some damage. Drop that. Drop that. Drop that. And then drop that for 23. And we end our turn. We've got 2 Spheres of Influence. We drop that for mana. Drop that for damage. Drop that for damage. 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 And now he's at 15 HP. We have 29 stacks. We're going to be full HP after this fight. I think we're good. There we go.
In other games, I have to have...
Another short ad. Nice. I like these short ads. So boss fights, or boss cards. Guardian of the Demons, not good. Hyper Warrior, it's okay. Hyper Samurai, on the other hand, well worth taking. Okay, so Desert. It's one of the easier ones sometimes, depending on who you fight at the very end. Usually the Genie's pretty easy. So we're going to go ahead and, for beginners, you're going to want to take the path of least resistance, which is going to be the far right over here. You're going to fight Merchant. You're going to take the right branch and fight Chest. Elite, fight Merchant, Boss. For more experienced players, the more dangerous path sometimes is the better one, but for this one, because of how little magic we've gotten, we actually want to go far right, and we want to take the left branch. We still get 2 elites, we get an extra Merchant and a Chest Rim, so it might actually end up being better for us. Let's go ahead and take that one. Learn from our mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. Learn from our mistakes. Oop. We're going to drop some damage on the first one. We're going to drop some armor. We're going to drop some damage. We're going to drop a debuff. We're going to take quite a bit of damage from this first round just because mummies always seem to do so much damage. And then they go into a wait phase, which is pretty nice for us. So So we're going to be able to get a bunch of mana, a bunch of spells played, and we're just going to try to do as much damage as we possibly can to the one on the far left. I like focusing the one on the far left, but it doesn't really change anything with mummies specifically. Drop that. Drop that. Drop that. Samurai restores all of our mana, so we'll drop Samurai. Then we go Fairy. Then we go Golem. And then we drop Fairy. Trying to get that Fairy upgrade. Once Fairy Queen's upgraded, we're good. They have a wait turn. Nothing happens. We drop Magic. Drop a debuff. Drop some damage. Drop a debuff. Drop some damage. Drop some damage. Our shield blocks this guy. So we don't take any more damage, which will restore our HP at the end of this fight. Mass debuff, extra mana, extra damage, extra shield, extra damage. And there you go. So, take a look. Angel Archer, pretty good. Damage of the Black Knight, Lady of the Dark Souls. Let's take this just for the healing, too. It's not a terrible decision. Okay, we go into the merchant room. We're going to watch the free ad. It's a very short one. We mute it so we don't have to listen to it. And we're out. And we're going to go ahead and take a look, see if there's anything we can buy with our gems. Not so much. We're going to go back over here, figure out if we can buy anything specific with our money. This sometimes might actually be a good choice. Put a card from your draw pile into your hand, 1 mana, exile, but it doesn't give us overcharged. I think the fairy is a good choice. I think it's a good choice, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and grab our wizard, get extra mana, debuff, heal, damage. Boom. We have 5 stacks, first turn, no problems. So, one of the sad things is he just does a lot of damage. The way this guy works, he's Rock Giant, Fissure. Whenever you play a card, it will count down from 9 to 0. When that countdown is finished, the Rock Giant will instantly apply 2 block and will attack on its next turn for big boy damage. Best thing we could do, really, is try to stop him from killing us to the best of our ability. Play as many magic cards as you can. We've already dealt 30 damage. Apply some debuff. Okay. We wait for a good turn where we get a bunch of shield. Because he blocked us, we can't play physical cards, combat cards, but we can still play magic cards. And we try to go in for as much damage as possible. Alright. We managed to get 10 armor that turn. We're not really going to be able to do anything this turn. We end the turn. We don't want to take too much damage from him. So, let's see here. We're doing 20 damage per turn. Let's see. I think the best decision is go in for as much defense as we could possibly get this turn. 7, 11. We're going to be at 9 HP after this. It's going to hurt, but let's see what we can do. There we go. It's kind of just to burn him down as quickly as you can, or try to take as little damage as you can. With Wizard, it's one of the harder things to just wait, because you're really not doing a lot of damage unless you build up your points. You just want to murder him as quickly as you can. Let's take the weak. I'm not really going to gain any shield, but we will over time. We'll take that. We'll open the chest, watch the ad. 30 seconds, that's fine. So, that's one of the hardest things is the Rock Giant there. He does a lot of damage. Every class has difficulty with him to some degree. Unless you're able to purge the debuff that he gives you for stopping combat cards, combat decks just get absolutely stomped by him. So you always want a Forgotten Priestess. It's usually the best idea, especially if you're going into desert. Take all the coins, take all the gems, go into the merchant room.
In other games, I
Watch
have
another
to
ad
avoid
that's
getting
only a few
crushed.
seconds left. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at what we could possibly get. I think the best thing we could possibly do for our deck at the moment is going to take a Thule Acolyte, go over to skills. We're going to go ahead and take Curse Immunity because being able to play all of our cards will allow us to actually fight some of these bosses that are going to come up. So we're going to take this one. So these guys, Elder Sandworm, Tough Skin. After taking unblocked damage, this creature gains 3 shield. Young Sandworm, Tough Skin. After taking unblocked damage, it gains 3 shield. So you're going to want to weaken that one to the best of your ability. You're going to want to grab this, drop more. You're going to want to go ham. Sadly, we managed to exile our Fairy Queen there, but we're going to take no damage this turn from the Sandworm. So again, block the damage from the Sandworm, apply debuff to everybody. And we're going to go ahead and slowly build up our magic damage while taking as little damage as possible from these guys. That's going to be the whole goal here, is to take very little damage. We're going to be able to block some of it, but not all of it. And that's going to be the sad thing. It's just worms. They deal so much damage. Yeah, and, best way to stop worms from killing us right now. There is no way. Man. That's another failed run. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and try again. Sometimes these runs, they just don't work, but I think with the bonus, I think we're going to try to take something. We're going to take a random skill. What skill did we get? We got Knowledge of Strength, extra damage. So I think the best thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the safe strat for you guys. That way you guys get to see the best possible outcome with the least amount of elite rooms, because I think that's what's killing us. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this far left path here for beginners on Wizard's Room, but if you're more comfortable or you're having good runs, feel free to take the more dangerous strat. You're going to be taking this right hand side, going completely on the right hand. That gives you 2 elite rooms, 2 chests, and a bunch of other rooms to gain some extra cards along the way. You're going to weaken both of them, deal them damage, and then you're going to deal this one damage on the left. You're shielded. They don't do enough damage. Then you're going to do damage, 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 and damage. And this one's now at 8 HP. Boom. Dead just like that. We're going to go ahead and take this damage shield creature. Give us a little bit more survivability down the road. We're going to immediately start with a debuff. We're going to immediately start with some damage, damage, damage. We always want to prioritize magic cards if we can. Those extra cards that we're grabbing is just in case we need the extra defense on a turn that we have the card in hand. Debuff, debuff, damage. Damage, 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 damage. There, everything's dead, just like that. We're going to take Fairy Princess again. Get some of that Magic P action going on. We'll take the ad. Sadly, this one's not a short one. Wish it was. So, as I do this quicker and quicker, you guys get a general understanding of what the cards are able to do. I'll do my best to explain, kind of just show you guys the best possible paths to take and the best decision making. Sometimes, as you've already seen, some of the runs don't always work out. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. Sometimes, I mean, I've done hundreds, maybe thousands of runs at this point. Seeing this here, we have a wizard, which is going to give us lots of mana access, which is really good. Even though we're trying to save for leveling up, it's always a good idea to take those magic cards. If I could, I'd be taking the Sentinel as well, but we're going to go ahead and pass that up for now, and we're going to go ahead and head into this next fight. We're going to debuff, damage, damage, damage. We have the armor to block his incoming damage because he's weakened, and they're all going to wait. We're going to get mana. We're going to apply this, add a bunch of magic P's, do a bunch of damage. We don't have to really worry about blocking any incoming damage here regardless. We're going to go ahead and deal damage here. Extra mana, magic P, extra damage, and we're done. Because he's poisoned, he's going to take damage over time. We're going to debuff his next attack. We're going to go ahead and hit him. Hit him with that. It's that simple. I think we're going to take the gem here. Nothing good on that round. So we're going to go ahead and head into the merchant room. Give it a couple attempts. Block this sound from playing so you guys don't have to listen to it. And we'll go ahead and see how far we can get in this run. Hopefully this is a little bit of a better run. That way I don't have to, edit something too much. I'm probably just going to add the whole video to YouTube, really, without cutting too much. Yeah, the videos are kind of long, but really it's just the general gist that you guys need to be getting. I'd recommend turning this on 2-speed if you're watching this on YouTube. Might alleviate some of the pain of watching this video. I'm trying to go a little faster so that these runs don't take nearly as long. These are going to be long runs.
You uninstalled that game already?
Decision making here is I didn't want the fire cat, which basically applies 3 burn, so I took the gems and the money and then I watched the ad for the chest. That way I can go ahead and get the extra money and gems that are going to drop from it, and potentially another card that might also drop from it. But I've been getting a lot of bronze chests, which is really nice for you guys to realize. You don't need the best chests to necessarily carry you on these runs, which is pretty nice. The game's fairly easy. So what we just got, something strange happened. I should have read that, actually. Oops. Well, I'm going to have to go back and read that and pause. Hopefully you guys can tell me what it was. Block a bunch of damage coming through. Actually, it wasn't something. It was a skill, but it wasn't popping up for some reason. It says question mark, question mark, question mark. Interesting. I wonder what that is. It's something cool, hopefully. Take reduced damage because of the debuff here. Take no damage. And then we're going to go ahead and try to murder this guy on the left as quickly as possible. So we're going to go ahead and do damage. That. And then we're going to go ahead and apply some poison. Start dealing damage over time to this guy. And we're going to go just in as hard as we can. We're going to take 5 damage, however. Should have blocked first with the debuff, but it's all good. You live, you learn. I don't think there's anything to take here, so you take the gem. Then we're going to go into this boss fight, which is going to be wasps. We're going to go ahead and go boop, boop. Apply the debuff, enough shield to block that. We're going to do 3 points of damage to everything. We're going to pass the turn. They're going to give us debuff, frailty, and weakness. We're then going to put the P's in our discard. We're going to apply that. We're going to weaken these guys so we're able to block at least most of their damage, 2 of it at least. So we're going to take 2 damage from the one on the right. We're going to do our best to kill the one on the left here. So we're going to weaken this one. We're going to apply poison to this one here. We're going to hit it. We're going to do 11 damage to everything. And then we're going to hit it again. That way he's at 10 and he should be dying at the beginning of this next turn. So let's see what we could possibly do. We'll get magic P's. We'll heal that damage. We'll poison this one. We'll frail this one. Frail that one. We'll give ourselves some mana. We'll do enough damage to kill most of them. So this one's going to die to the poison, and this one's the only one left, doing no damage to us. Simple as play as many magic cards as you possibly can. Get as much damage through, but you always want to be trying to level up your wizard that you've grabbed. We're going to go ahead and actually take the Snow Queen. I think this would have helped in the previous run if we had had it, but let's see what we can possibly do here.
Lucky Charms are way better than...
We're going to go ahead and watch this really short video ad. Again, I apologize to anybody who has to sit here and watch this and listen to my annoying talking as I go through every meticulous detail here. Seeing how as we're at 300 gold already, we're missing 1. We're going to go ahead and spend the 4 gems, upgrade, get the wizard upgrade here. And yes, it would have been nice to be able to get something like, for example, Demon Eye for the extra mana, or getting non-cursed or dazing all of the enemies at start. We were 1 short here, had just enough, but the level up for the wizard is always more important than getting skills. So we're going to go ahead and head to the boss fight now. Gorilla, perfect. Mana, debuff, damage, damage, damage. And we end the turn, 5 charges in, he's taken almost 20 damage. We're going to go ahead and do peas, damage, damage, and damage. Why not give ourselves some defense, as well as applying a 3-turn debuff to him. So his damage is not going to go up. We're just going to go damage, 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 damage. We end our turn with 3 armor. He's only dealing 1 damage. He's at 60 HP. He's about to do 3 damage. We're going to apply our wonderful, wonderful peas, give ourselves some extra mana, and just deal as much damage as possible while defending ourselves at the same time. There we go. He's at 26 HP, 24 HP, deals 3 damage, can't get past our shield, and we do the same thing. We make sure our HP is full with our peas, making sure our damage scales for our golem here, and we're just going to go in and do as much damage as possible. And he dies even before we get the golem out. This adds short, luckily, and we're going to see what we get off the boss. So the boss is going to drop us a Hyper Samurai, a Sentinel Robot, Wizard of Nature. I think the Sentinel Robot this time is going to be the good decision here. So again, this is going to be fairly easy. For the difficult path, you're going to stay left. For the easy path, you're going to go right, then left, and you're going to zigzag across. We're going to go the easy path this time. We're going to try our best to ensure that we don't end up dying. So we're going to debuff both of these guys. We're going to deal damage to this one. I'm going to put our magic peas in here. So we're going to hold off on the Sentinel. The reason we're holding off on the Sentinel is because we need cards in our exile for him to work properly. So we're going to go ahead and deal as much damage as we possibly can. Apply some poison, debuff, debuff. Boom, we end our turn. They're poisoned. They're giving themselves 12 shield. They're about to try to do 4 damage. We're going to heal. We're going to damage. We're going to heal. We're going to debuff, shield, damage, damage, shield and damage with debuff, 6 armor with 4 damage, not able to get through us. And we just do the same thing. We're going to... Boom. Just like that, really quick. So, seeing as how we're going to be playing Exile with Sentinel now, I think we're going to go ahead and take the Bang Bot. Perfect. So what I just did there is I used the Lion Fighter to do damage, give me shield, but it also made it so that I had only magic cards in my hand so that I can go ahead and cast Magic Piece, giving me Magic Piece in my discard, giving myself the mana from the wizard, applying debuffs now to this guy, give him a few turns of debuff, not really too worried about the bleed damage. I'm going to go ahead and put something in exile there. And I'm going to do my best here to ensure that I take as little damage as possible while still managing to keep myself alive. So we're going to heal with the Magic Peas, toss in a few debuffs here. Perfect. He's at 16 HP, just in case. Boop. Give ourselves some mana. Start doing damage. Don't need Sentinel Robot yet. Not really too worried about this. We're going to go Snow Queen again. That's going to be our defensive core of this game. So we're going to go ahead and go Magic, Magic, which gives us more Ps. Magic, debuff, immunity. We're not going to take this 13 damage this turn. No, Mr. Big Guy, no. We're going to debuff. We're going to hit you with a Sentinel. We're going to hit you with our damage there. We're going to go ahead and hit you here. So we're going to take 10 damage from this first turn. It's going to be a bit brutal to be hit so hard by this, but we're going to do our damnedest here. We're going to poison. We're going to increase our mana. We're going to heal. We're going to debuff. We're going to hit. We're going to go ahead and do damage here. We're going to heal. So seeing as we've gone back up to 43 of 50 with 9 armor, 2 poison, we've managed to get our stack up to 14, which means our golems are going to start doing more damage. We're going to go ahead and make another copy of the robot and send that one to exile. You're going to hit for as much damage as possible. And then we're going to go ahead and drop Robo Hounds. 2 damage, 2 shield, 1 mana, exile. It's pretty good for an exile build. And we've already brought him down to 8, and we really haven't taken too much damage. We're going to bring him down to 1 HP, and we're just going to finish him off. Just like that, the one that we had problems with last time, gone, dead. So really, we're going to run the VO1, BO1 robot. Gain 6 shield, and then mana and resistance every turn he draws into our hand, and then he also exiles if we play him. Really good, especially since he scales good with robots. All magic cards in our hand, we drop the magic peas. Debuff. Damage, damage. Boom. Just like that, he gives himself 6 shield. Timer goes down to hitting us. We're going to give ourselves some extra mana. Do some extra damage, damage. Let's go ahead and debuff him. Protect ourselves a little better, and we're about to take damage from his passive going off, dealing 4 damage, as well as him doing 4 damage, getting 4 shield, and doing 4 damage. So he's about to do a lot this turn. And he's going to heal this next turn. We're going to poison him. We're going to hit, murder him. Just like that. Seeing as we just got a Fairy Warrior, one of the best cards in the game, always pick up the Fairy Warrior. Always.
How'd you get so powerful?
We're going to go ahead and find where the mute is. There we go. This is a new one. Interesting. So, let's take a look with our coins. We have the potential of picking up another Sentinel robot, which I don't think we need. I think we're good on that. We have the ability of every time we play 4 magic cards to heal 4. We're going to take the Book of Magic. And we're going to go ahead and head here. We're at 252. Can't duplicate a card yet, and you'll see why that's important here later. We're going to go ahead and go down the left branch. Ultimately, they're the same. First, you'll run into this chest, or you'll run into the chest later. I think the Sentinel or the Elite's going to be the more important one here. Yeah, we're going to take a little bit of damage as we attempt to stack our passive here, which is going to be kind of upsetting, but to the best of our ability, we're going to deal as little damage to ourselves as possible while still getting the nice stacks off. We heal 4, which is the whole goal there. We're going to go ahead and block some damage here. We're going to add some magic peas. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back. I'm having somebody knock on the door. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I had somebody making a lot of noise outside, and I thought it was a knock on the door. It was just neighbors doing some stuff, so let's go ahead and continue. Seeing as how we don't have enough shield to block their oncoming damage, but we still don't want to take anything, we're going to go ahead and drop a Fairy Queen, or a Snow Fairy there. Stop as much damage coming through as possible. We're going to go ahead and exile that guy, give us some extra resources. And we're going to go ahead and pass the turn. Magic peas down. Give ourselves some extra mana. Do a debuff on that one. Heal off of that one. Give ourselves extra mana. Debuff that one. Do damage with this one. And there we go. They're getting closer to death. We've got enough, almost enough to block all of their oncoming damage. We'll take 1 point of damage in the long run. But with this magic book, we're healing a decent amount. We end the turn due to the fact that we don't want their passive hitting us, and we've already stacked up pretty damn well. We're going to go ahead and drop our golems. We're going to go ahead and apply poison, apply debuff, and we're going to go ahead and give ourselves some shield there with the Fairy Guard. Take no damage. And we go in, murder him. took a little bit of damage, but we don't take damage from that last instance of us killing them. We're going to go ahead and take the Forgotten Priestess to remove permanent debuffs in the future. That'll allow us to actually keep going in some of these fights. So we're going to go ahead and murder as quickly as we can. Sadly, we weren't able to kill one of them. We're at 20 HP. We're going to go ahead and murder this one. We're going to apply that. We're going to get rid of our debuffs. And actually, I probably should have gotten with the Ice Queen. Some bad decision making here, but as we see, we can recover this. We're going to go ahead and do that. Do that. Apply a debuff. Hit them for 8. And we're going to go ahead and become immune for the turn. Take 13. Nope, no damage. Haha, fool. We're going to heal. We're going to heal. Let's go ahead and drop some more damage off on this guy. And then we're going to go ahead and attempt to kill the dude on the right. We managed to bring ourselves back up to 26 of 50 HP. As we continue to go, we'll be able to get further and further. We'll go ahead and drop the Sentinel. Drop some damage there. Let's see. Oof. Gonna take 6 damage because I didn't notice that we were blocked there. So, we're going to go ahead and take the Toxic Flower. We're going to take the Angel Archer because he gives healing for angels, and we already have another angel in the group. We're going to mute that. We're going to watch this ad for a moment, open up the chest, see if we get lucky and get another strange skill added to our thing. If not, then we will figure out what we get. One of the things we might have to do before this next boss is heal ourselves up to ensure that we'll be able to fight him with no issues, but the rest of this run should go fairly smoothly now that we've managed to get rid of what's been killing us, really, is the lack of defense Wizard can sometimes have. Come in here, watch the ad first, it's only a few seconds, mute that. Ah, it is Markiplier. Yeah, knew it. Pretty good. So let's go ahead and mute, or get rid of that. We're going to go ahead and head over here. We're going to go ahead and heal. We're going to go ahead and duplicate a card, and we're going to duplicate Energy Golem. Deal damage to all enemy. Wow, deal damage to all enemies equal to your energy points. Gain 1 mana. Of course, it gives you overcharge, but he stacks so well with your deck. So we're going to go ahead and move on to this boss. Dark Water. Black Sea Snake, first form, evolution. When this creature takes fatal damage, instead of dying, it evolves. So does his little partner here. So, first we're going to go ahead and debuff them. We're going to go ahead and recover a little bit of HP while dealing damage to the left one, because the right one, when he evolves, is just far more deadly than the left one ever will be. We're going to go ahead and gain the overcharge status, doing 1 damage to them, however, but getting another stack. And we're going to go ahead and become immune for the turn with our fairy, just to stop them from murdering us right away. It's going to be the most dangerous thing, is taking damage from them that we don't need to take. Upgrade that. We're now at 5, and we're just going to go ham. With how many fairies we have in the deck, it'll drop 3 Toxic Flowers in our deck, so that'll be the good thing there. Do more damage. 8 damage to all of them. So what we want to try to do is get this left dude to evolve first and murder him before he truly does evolve. So our whole goal is to do as much damage as possible to them. So another fairy, or ice fairy, in order to stop taking damage. It'll be the fastest and easiest way. We're going to go ahead and poison both of them. We're going to go ahead and block damage from the left one. We're going to gain a bunch of mana. We're going to gain a bunch of shield, blocking the amount of damage we need to. We're going to go ahead and give him more. We're going to go ahead and do 14 damage. He's no longer weakened. They're now doing 14 damage. But what we can do is, boop, now they're doing 9. And do 17 points of damage with that energy golem. So, then we're going to go ahead and realize that we need some HP. We're going to poison this guy. We're going to go ahead and give ourselves some armor, give ourselves some more mana, give them more debuffs, and then we want to go as quickly as possible into killing these guys. So we did manage to transform him, and what he does is shockwave attack. Taking unblocked damage from this creature will apply 1 silence. For Wizard, one of the most dangerous bosses in the entire game is taking unblocked damage from this guy. So we're going to attempt to kill this guy off really quickly so that all of the damage that we could block goes towards him attacking us. So we're going to go ahead, and we have enough damage to kill the left dude with the energy golem, so all of our focus goes onto the right dude. So we've got 2 more mana. I almost skipped over it, but we're going to Robo Hounds, get 10 Robo Hounds in our deck. And we're going to go ahead and murder the dude on the left, leaving this guy at 8 HP. We have 32 stacks of our passive. Really good. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and just murder him with golems. And that fight's over really quickly. It's a much better run to be able to go through. I think what we're going to do is pass up on everything here, taking the gem, because nothing is useful. So, the safest route to go through is going to be the far left one. You're going to follow all the way left. You're going to go fight, fight, elite, fight, merchant, chest, fight, merchant, merchant, boss. And if you're going the more ballsy route, you're going to want to go the right, go fight, fight, chest, merchant, left, fight, chest, elite, chest, merchant, there. Yes, you're not fighting nearly as many elites as you would be going elsewhere, but your elite earlier on usually is a little easier to kill than sometimes the ones later on. Really, honestly, both of these would be good for either good or beginners or veterans. So, is this how you become an epic gamer? Just letting you know that your mic is still popping a bit. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. I've been listening to it. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe I'll have somebody know a little bit more on how to set this up. By the way, how are you doing, guy with the name? So, as I was saying, left side, easiest way to go through. We're going to go ahead and start off with a debuff. Do some damage. Probably become immune, do some damage, and probably do some more damage. We're 1 point short of blocking all of the damage. Yeah, of course, that's the plan. Let's go ahead and do some damage there, add some magic peas to our deck. Let's go ahead and do some magic damage to everybody, and let's go ahead and ensure that we at least block some of the damage coming from this guy. So, sadly, we're not going to be able to block everything that's coming through here, but we'll be able to at least block most of it. Let's go ahead and try to block as much damage as possible. We'll murder the dude on the right. We'll almost have enough. Let's go ahead and add enough shield there. So we'll be able to block all the damage coming through here. So these guys are fire lizards. Cooked meat. After killing this creature, you heal 6 HP. Bringing us back up to full, of course, which is pretty nice. Now your goal is to just go in as hard as you can, murdering him, ensuring that you're at full HP. And moving on to the next one. So, you have the possibility of going Guardian of the Sigil, Strength, Mana, but I think High Witch will be better. With the weak to all enemies and the ability to get shield over time, it's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and drop that. Drop that just in case we got ourselves a magic or wizard prince or fairy princess. Wow. We're going to go ahead and drop the Toxic Flowers. We're going to drop our debuff, which actually this dude absorbs weakness, dealing damage back to us, so we're going to stop doing that. Let's go ahead and do damage. Let's do damage. Let's do damage. Nope. Forgot. We're overcharged. So, do damage. Immunity. We'll be able to block up to 4 of the damage, still taking 10 from him. It's pretty rough that he's able to do that much damage. We can't really apply weak to him, which stops us from really being able to hurt him. Apply some poison, apply some shield, do some damage. We're going to try to go through this without taking too much damage. Applying frailty, We'll apply some poison, get some shield, get some extra mana, apply some poison, get some healing. We'll take immunity this turn, damage, and he's at 27 HP. 2 damage from the poison brings him down. Or sorry, he was at 26, now he's at 24. We'll heal off of that. Damage, and he's dead. So, we take a look. If we were running more weakness, we might actually be able to run Necromancer Acolyte, but I don't think that's going to be working, and we're not going to take the Desert Cat. Yeah, actually, let's take Desert Cat. Remove the shield from a target enemy. Maybe we'll have a problem with that later on, and we'll be able to apply 5 weak. So, let's go Desert Cat. So this guy, Demon of the Deep, debilitating aura. Every time we deal damage to him, he's going to debuff us. So we're going to go ahead and just take debuffs anyways. And as many magic cards as we can get down. Let's see here. Damage. We've got 5 buff. We need our armor. We're going to take a little bit of damage, but we're sitting at full HP, so we should be fine. We're going to go ahead and send this to the discard, give ourselves some shield, give ourselves some extra mana, give him some weakness, give ourselves some health, put him some magic peas in the grave, and we're going to take 7 points of damage here. So we're taking some damage. We need to clear these debuffs soon. So we're going to go ahead and try our best here to do as much damage as possible. Nope. We're going to take 6 damage from him this turn. Can't seem to clear the debuffs. We're going to go ahead and heal, poison, damage, heal, damage. We're going to go ahead and do some damage. Damage. Name of the game. Deal some damage. Heal as much as we can with our buffs. Get them down as low as possible. We're still at full HP. We have both of our charges. And we're popping off with our ability to play a bunch of magic spells every turn. There we go. Just like that, we're done. Take the gem. Nothing really worth taking there. Go into the next fight. Give yourself a little bit of armor. Start exiling things right away and apply 5 debuff to the next enemy. And we're going to take a total of almost 10 damage. Yep, 10 damage. Give ourselves some extra mana. Apply debuff to everybody. Give ourselves some magic peas. And then start stacking armor. There we go. That's more than enough armor. And then damage to everybody. Give ourselves some toxic flowers. And then deal as much damage with magic cards as we can, because we always want to be stacking that passive. Always. Give you some poison, give me some mana. Just in case we don't get any shield, we'll play the Snow Fairy, and we'll just go into dealing as much damage as possible. Boom. We're going to take no damage this turn. We're almost back up to full HP. We'll give you some debuff. We'll gain some HP. Give everyone a debuff. Fairy. Boom. 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 And they're all dead. We take no damage. We end the turn. We get full HP. And we're going to go ahead and take the Moon Fairy. Put a card from your draw pile into your hand. Gain a mana. Exile. Pretty good. We go here. We're going to go ahead and mute the ad, because I'm sure it's annoying to watch. Remember to put on my glasses. Girlfriend will laugh at that, actually. Every time I put on my glasses, I remind myself that I got to put on my glasses out loud. And if she ever decides to watch these videos, she'll go through and just giggle, because she always likes to point out that I always do that. So, it'll be good. Let's go ahead and cancel that. Another Moon Fairy. And it doesn't give us overcharged. I think that's going to be what we take. Moon Fairy it is. Skills. We've got 10 gems. Let's go ahead and see what we do. At the end of your turn without a shield, gain 15 shield. I think that's going to be exactly what we want to do. If we don't have shield, we're going to want that shield. So, chest, fight. Let's go ahead and take the easier path. So let's go to the chest, and then the chest on the left, of course. Mute. Don't want to listen to that, even though Markiplier's, in their animation. I'm sure that's actually kind of cool. Him and his dog, Chica. The elite sniffing card dog. I don't know. I'm just kind of talking to fill the space now. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going the rest of this without taking too much damage up to the boss fight here. We're going to try our best to get through these without taking too much damage. That way we can get to the end of Wizard, and you guys will get a gist of just about a good way of fighting through this. Volcanoes usually where some runs end, so let's go ahead and see how far we can go. Let's block some damage, add some magic peas. Let's add some extra defense, ladies and gentlemen. Boom, extra mana. Apply debuff, apply debuff, apply debuff. We're 1 point off of being able to block everything they're about to send at us. Damn. So we take 1 point of damage. Magma Golems, fire absorption. Every time you apply burn, the creature heals for 2. Sadly, they don't heal for the amount of burn applied to them each turn. That would actually make them pretty strong. But instead, they can just sit there and ignore being applied to, and then they still take the burn damage, which means you could still use burn strats on them. So we're going to go ahead and hit there. We're going to go ahead and more magic cards. Always use more magic cards. He's at 65, he's at 88. We have 10 stacks. We're going to take a little bit of damage there. It's okay. Apply debuff to everyone. Take no damage this turn as we continue to play magic cards. So let's go ahead and give ourselves that. We're going to go ahead and do damage. Apply that. Boop. Let's go ahead and do damage and gain shield. More than enough shield to block anything coming at us. Damage, 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 damage. And he deals 3 damage to us. We have 10 shield. He's at 68 HP. We've got 17 stacks. We've got 4 cards in exile. We've got 5 cards in exile. We got 6 cards. And oh, does it remove them? It does remove the piece. Oh, man. I was hoping it would exile them. It's all good. You live, you learn. There's 6. There's more. There we go. Boom. 23 magic cards. Bunch in exile. Watch what these guys do. Deal 3 damage, gain 2 shield, gain 1 mana. Boom! And you can just play them non-stop. Of course it doesn't add anything to our counter there, but it's all good. Because we're going to do so much damage. There it is. That quick. Don't really want any more bang bots, as cool as they would be to have to be able to duplicate and then exile. I don't think we need any more exiles from that. At least no more of the combat cards. We definitely want more magic cards that can exile themselves. We're going to watch an ad. So we're going to look for, every time you enter the merchants, sure, you can go ahead and watch the ads, get the extra money, but you always want to be first looking at what's useful for your deck. So usually skills are the first thing you want to go look at if you've got gems for it. Then you want to be looking at, if you've got 300 and you're a wizard, always duplicate your energy golems because you do so much damage with those energy golems for how many magic cards you're able to play. If not, you really just take a look and see what cards are best for you. Always take a look at the cards nice and long. You get used to kind of the way you play, your play style is. Like, I should probably be going Young Witch, give that extra mana, extra weak, which is pretty nice. And that leaves me 102 gold, which allows me to notice that I don't have enough for Moon Fairy or the Red Bloom, and you just move on. Yeah, I know I don't have enough gems there, but I can go ahead and watch another ad. Just a couple of seconds of whatever this is. AFK Arena again. A lot of that recently, and we have the potential of going more Fairy Princesses, or we can go Fairy Queens, and we've got a bunch of fairies that we've been playing now. We definitely have enough, so we're going to go ahead and go that. We're going to take a look at skills, see if there's anything. Ah, yes, the 20 damage at the end of the turns we don't do anything. I think we're going to go with the Apple Pie. We've been taking a lot of damage, and just in case, the potential of being able to stop that. So this guy, Chaos Nest. Chaos Nest. Whenever this creature takes damage, it summons a Blood Wasp. Every 5 souls collected, this creature will apply 1 curse. It's rough. So we're going to go ahead and drop this. We're going to go pick up ourselves a wonderful little wizard. Give ourselves extra mana. The goal is to always be dropping it like it's hot. Apply debuff. And then you want to do as much damage as possible. Always doing as much damage as possible. If you get energy golems like that and you're able to just kill these guys off and just keep spitting out the damage every turn, it's actually a really good idea. So we're going to mass debuff there. We're going to debuff this guy. He can't generate any more from taking damage because his board's already full with everything that he has there. We're going to go drop the fairy, and we're going to go ahead and drop as much damage on this guy as possible. The wonderful thing about these guys is they really die really quickly. You'd be surprised, especially with Wizard, how quickly you're just ripping the damage out. Let's get some extra mana, gain the overcharge, drop a red bloom, and then of course you just want to go in for damage, as much damage as possible. Always as much damage as possible. Have a bunch of armor. He's at 360 of 400 HP. And you just want to murder those guys with so much damage. Apply debuff there. Apply some poison there. Apply some poison there. Add a bunch of Robohounds to your grave. Honestly, there we go. We're not going to really be able to block a lot of damage, but with how many cards we're playing, we're able to actually drop a crap ton of cards with no issues. So we're going to go ahead and drop damage, debuff. We're going to be able to block that with a 15, do a bunch of damage there. So we only have 15. Let's go ahead and more damage. Let's drop a fairy. So we're going to take 20 damage here, but we gain the 15 shield, so we really only take 5 there. So the best thing to do is to stop dropping these guys and just drop as many cards as you can towards just stomping the enemy. Gain as much HP, kill them again. He gives us a curse for the turn. So we're going to give ourselves nothing. We're just going to end the turn here. We're doing 39 damage every time we drop an energy golem, which just makes these fights so easy. Especially when you're dropping Robohounds and all of your defenses are... You're basically getting so much shield just from Robohounds. And then you can just stomp the boss with golems. You haven't even hit overcharge and you've dropped so much mana this turn, and then you just one-shot the boss like that. Once you make the late game with Wizard, it just the beginning is always the worst part for most classes. It's getting to the late game that's really going to be the biggest issue. We're going to go ahead and pass this up and take the gem. Okay, so the easiest path for beginners is going to be the far left one again. Always the path of least resistance with the most amount of gain that you could possibly get. For the more experienced players, the path you might want to end up going is the far right path. The reason being is you're going to get the double chest with the double elites. Of course, you're not going to get that merchant right before the Reign of the Dead. So honestly, since this is the last stage, you'd probably always want this merchant right before the end boss. So you could always go chest, merchant, elite, fight elite. So you might even want to take the left path and then just go right from there. So I'm going to go left from there. I'm going to take the left path and go left from there. We're going to go ahead and weaken this guy over here. We're going to apply that. We're going to do damage to everything. We're going to apply some red bloom. We're going to take 3 points of damage from this guy, but it's going to be okay. So these guys are gargoyles. Damage block. Whenever it would receive more than 5 unblocked damage, reduce it to 5. So regardless, we're going to only be able to do 5 damage to these guys. But we're going to reduce the damage of these guys as best that we can. We're going to reduce the damage. We're going to go ahead and go look for ourselves a wizard. Apply the wizard. We're going to go ahead and get as many cards in exile as we can. Debuff these guys. We have 27. We're going to drop a bunch of P's in our deck as well. We take no damage this turn. We take a debuff of frailty. But it's really not the most concerning thing because they're really not doing anything this turn. And then again, we go back to dealing as much damage as possible. Max of 5 damage with that. And we're going to do as much damage as possible every turn. We're going to drop some poison. We're going to drop 2 golems. It's maximum of 5 damage. It doesn't really matter when you play them now. It just matters that you do play them. Get more stacks, might as well, and then do more damage. Yes, of course. So this guy's going to die to the poison, and now we can worry about defending ourselves from the damage coming out from this guy over here. So we're going to go here. We're going to grab this. We're going to defend ourselves. And only take 3 damage from him at the end of this turn, which is pretty nice. It means we're at full HP. He's going to be defending. And then he's going to attack this turn. So we're going to go ahead and try to do as much damage to this guy as possible. We're going to go ahead and boop. Boop. One more. Boop. Robohound deals 1 damage. Robohound deals 1 damage. Give us some shield. Give us some damage. And he's going to kill himself to poison. We're going to go ahead and take Angel Archer again. It's an angel. He deals 2 damage for each angel. And then he heals us 2. So the more angels we have in the game, the better it'll be for us. So these guys are zombie lions. Zombie. If any other zombies or enemies are still alive, it revives in 2 turns with 50% HP. It's a very dangerous card. So you have to kill both of these guys within the same amount of time. We're going to drop the wizard, get a bunch of mana, drop some peas, drop immunity, and then we're going to go ahead and drop damage on the enemy. So we should be able to kill both of these guys if our stacks are high enough. If we focus this guy next turn, we're going to go ahead and drop debuff on everyone, and we're going to go ahead and drop some armor, and we're going to go ahead and do some damage. This one's at 71, this one's at 52. We were blocking 7 damage. We're going to take 3 overall from this guy. But every turn we drop 4 magic cards. We're just going to heal a crap ton. So we're going to go ahead and debuff everyone. Extra mana, extra blooms. We're going to go ahead and deal damage. He's at 61. He's at 51. We're going to go ahead and become immune to damage this turn. We gain 15 shield anyways. He's going to go ahead and attack in. They're both at 50 HP. And then we're going to go ahead and apply poison to them, poison to them, poison to them. We're going to go ahead and drop 10 damage on this guy. We'll drop the Fairy Queen. And they both are going to take 20 damage this turn from those. So the reason that we had all of that extra mana was the extra blooms, the extra peas, and we were able to bring them down with the energy golems down to 1 HP and 10 HP, where we then used a robot to bring his HP down within the poison range. So they're both now in poison range. They die at the beginning of their turn. Boom. There we go. So we don't see anything there we like. We're going to go ahead and take the gem. We're going to go left. Now we're facing the Flame Zombie Fireball. At the end of its turn, this creature deals an extra 9 damage. Rough. So we're going to go ahead and head in here. We're going to take our Wizard. It's always nice to have these Moon Fairies in here to be able to go search what we want up. We're going to go ahead and defend there. We're going to apply debuff. We're going to go ahead and do 6 points of damage. So we have 12 armor. He's about to do 6 damage. That'll leave us at 6. Luckily with this, with the shield it's going to grant us, it will also block the fireball damage, and we'll be able to do damage to him. So we don't have to waste our snow fairies there. We managed to block all this damage. We go in, we drop this guy, we get peas. He's about to do damage to us. Luckily we've got the 15 shield, does 6, does 9, no damage coming through. We're going to go ahead and drop the robot. We're going to drop 9 turns of frailty, and we're going to just start going ham on this guy. He's down to 31 HP. He still does 9 damage to us. Luckily, sadly, we didn't get the shield up necessary to be able to block it, and he's going to be able to heal 11. So we're going to end up taking a bit of damage there, but nothing we can't restore with everything that we have in this game. So we're going to go ahead and drop some shield, drop some defense, become immune for the turn so we don't take too much damage, since he's deciding to crit us this turn for a total of 22 points of damage. We're going to Wizard, we're going to Angel, we're going to kill him with a Golem. Boom, like that, we're at full HP. We're going to grab another Fairy Princess. And we're going to go ahead and go left. So, We're going to apply debuff to all enemies. We're going to give us our fairies. We're going to start getting things in exile. And we're going to go ahead and get ourselves some armor to block this dude's attack. So these guys are Gisarix, who are going to be debuff us, and the Decibut, first form, evolution. He's going to transform into an even deadlier creature. And I think you guys have got the gist of it so far. Deadly creatures, not so good for us. We're going to go ahead and drop the fairy. We're going to go ahead and become immune to damage this turn. Gain 15 shield anyways. They're going to hit into us, really not be able to do anything. And we're going to be able to grab this. We're going to go take a look for our wonderful energy golem. We're going to go ahead and drop a debuff on this guy, give ourselves some armor, and we're going to go ahead and drop more peas. More peas, more peas, more peas. The more peas we have, the better we can do. We're going to take a little bit of damage here, but it's one of these things. We're going to start building up a lot of damage here shortly. Heal for some. Go grab ourselves some wizard action here, boys. Give ourselves some extra defense, and we're going to just start doing as much damage as possible, as well as trying to defend ourselves. Actually, we probably shouldn't have defended there at all. That was my bad, because now we don't get the 15 shield to block all of this damage coming through. So that's going to hurt a little bit. We're going to go ahead and heal. We're going to go ahead and apply debuff, and then we're going to poison this guy, and then we're going to just start mass healing. We've got 22 of that, so really we're going to be able to start doing some big boy damage here. 22 points to so much damage. We're going to get ourselves some robots, more things in exile. We're going to end the turn getting 15 shield to block this dude's damage. These guys are just going to wait. We're really not going to be taking too much damage with this setup. We're going to drop a red bloom. We're going to drop some more HP. We're going to drop more damage. More damage, more damage. Make sure our full HP, make sure we've got extra mana. Apply some poison to everything. Make sure our damage is going through. We don't have the ability to get any extra mana because of the overcharge status, so we're going to drop that. Transform this guy. Make sure he's the only one left alive. He's got almost die. He's got 3 poison. So this guy is Decibut ultimate form, and he just, once he gets going, he does damage. So we're going to just go as hard as we can into getting extra spells. The more spells we have played in every turn, the easier it is to just destroy this guy. We're just going to do as much damage as possible. Sadly, we missed the energy golem there. Wish we could have gone into that. Now we have the Fairy Queen unlocked. So now permanent strength and permanent resistance, as long as we play that card at the beginning of every turn. We're just gonna go in all in. So one of the really good things is you just saw that he died from like 35 HP with the fairy guard, or for the angel guard that was there. Every time you play her, her damage is 1 per angel in the deck, and I've got 3 or 4 angels in the deck now, plus the strength, which increased it from 1 damage to 4 damage for every single one in the game. Which was basically saying I was doing 4 times 3 is 12, and it was just a lot of damage. And I think I've got more fairies than that, because I think it's fairies. I think she's a fairy and does damage based on how many fairies are in the game, which I will actually double check that right now. So we scroll down. Fairy Warrior, yeah. So 2 damage for each fairy card in the game. I have a total of. We'll scroll up. I've got 1 fairy here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the magic peas all count as fairies as well. So she scales really, really good in the late game. And we're going to take the gem again because we don't really want any of those combat cards. We're going to go ahead and do this next fight. These are zombies, same thing as before. Zombies will restore if there is another zombie alive. We're going to apply debuff. We're going to do damage. We're going to put magic peas in our deck. Magic peas, they don't actually count as fairies. My apologies, but still I had a bunch of fairies doing extra damage. We're going to go ahead and do that. Magic peas. Debuff everybody. We're going to take a total of 21 points of damage, but luckily we had our end of turn 15 armor, so we're only going to take 7 there, which is pretty nice. And we're able to do 35 damage with that fairy guard. So she gets really strong towards the end here. We have more than enough armor now to just really do whatever we want. And we're just going to go in as hard as we can on these guys. We don't want energy golems to murder these guys too quickly now. And we have exactly the amount of armor necessary to block the oncoming damage from these guys. We're going to go ahead and drop the red bloom. We're going to go ahead and go look for a wizard. We're going to go ahead and drop robohounds. And we're just going to start going in on bringing these guys down in HP. And we were overcharged, so sadly we couldn't keep the chain going. But these guys are so close to death at this point. 2 energy golems, and you'll see just how quickly they just drop down. Which actually I'm going to go ahead and go search for energy golems, which are both in the grave. So we're going to go ahead and go search for our fairy warrior here. And we're going to just really quickly end the existence of all these zombies here. Nothing good. Take the gemstone. On to the next fight. The Lich, he's back for our flame zombie. He's back for round 2. Give ourselves some mana. Give ourselves some defense. Red bloom, fairy witch, and then of course do damage. So sadly, gave ourselves a little bit of defense here, which means we take a bit of damage. But really, we're going to go ahead and just do as much damage as we possibly can. And if we take the 15 armor, he does 6 plus 9. He's about to heal. So let's go ahead and do that. Into this, into Fairy Queen, into that, into that. And let's go ahead and drop Robohounds. So we get 15 armor, blocks the 9 damage. He heals 11 back up to 63. We've got more than enough defenses to handle this. We're going to go ahead and just drop that just in case. And boom, like that. We reach that fairy guard. It's just GG. And of course, we're skipping over all of the other cards because our deck's pretty much done right now, unless we run into more fairies, or we run into something else that's just really, really good, like a druid, which will allow us to double our fairy queen's buff that she gives us, or we run into another fairy guardian like that, or we run into any other cards that really just give us any really big buffs towards damage or survivability. That's when we're going to be able to go towards that thing. So we're going to watch this ad. We're going to do it again. We're going to basically going to run it back after we get out of this. We're going back into it. My apologies here, ladies and gentlemen. Take those. Open up the chest. Mute the ad. Just watch this really quickly. We're going to go into the elite battle. Elite battles in the Land of the Dead are fairly easy, especially when you've got a deck with Wizard running the way it's supposed to be like this. Makes it a little easier to be able to take on who we need to be taking on. And I'll probably be doing Wizard again, just to show you guys how to do this without the level up bonus coming into this. It was pretty nice to be able to take the level up bonus. I would be taking the Fairy of Thorns because she is a fairy, but then again, I don't really need the defensive action. She is a spell. You know what? Let's take her. It doesn't hurt, and it gives us more damage. We're going to go ahead and watch the third ad in a row. I am so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I really wish that for you I could do this, but then again, I like supporting the creators of this, and I know that some people don't believe it, but every single ad matters. It gives them just a little bit of revenue, because, for example, girlfriend's really susceptible to ads on her phone, and she always decides to get a game when the ad pops up. And she's actually gotten AFK Arena, she's gotten Raid Shadow Legends and all that fun stuff. She hasn't spent money on it. But it like the ads, she just always goes and get it. And it's people like her that go and get the game that the ads recommend her to go get, that pays out to these creators for that ad. So it's always nice. Always watch the ads if you can. Fairy Warrior, another one. I'm going to buy it. It's too good. Too good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we sit here now before the final boss, and we need to figure out the best way to do as much damage. And we're going to take multi-shot. For how many cards we're playing every round, we're playing a lot of cards. So multi-shot's really good. And then at this point, we're going to go ahead and go here, re-roll all the skills in the shop because I didn't like anything else that was in here. We've got 7 mana, and look at that, 300 gold. And look at this, we're able to duplicate another card. Luckily for them, I am smart, and I'm going to duplicate Fairy Warrior. So this is one of the hardest bosses. Actually, sorry, this is the hardest boss in the game. Evil Elemental, Power Vortex. This creature gains 1 damage for each strength and each resistance you gain. Also gains +1 shield for every shield you gain. He is very strong. He makes it so that you just murder. Or he just murders you. So gain some extra mana. Go search for the Fairy Queen. We're going to drop that. I'm going to drop that. So we managed to drop an invulnerability even though we managed to get enough shield to be able to block his oncoming damage. He's going to go in, dealing 38 points of damage to us, and we're going to try to murder him before he murders us. We're going to drop thorns, we're going to drop peas, we're going to drop damage, we're going to drop damage. He has 595 base HP with 468 coming at us. Yeah, he's going to do a lot of damage. It's turns like that where he's able to block us and we don't have the ability to stop that. So we're going to get cucked there and it's going to hurt. Trying to block as much damage as possible coming through on us. We're able to block 25 of the 41. We're still taking 16 points of damage on turns like this, and we're just not dealing enough damage to him fast enough. The goal is to deal as much damage as possible. We're going to try to stack as much as we can. We've got 22 cards in exile. These guys are going to give me cards back. I'm going to get a bunch of shield, do a bunch of damage. He's at 312 of 595. He heals 20. He's got 9 poison, and he's going to come back, and we're just going to try to do as much damage as we possibly can. Here we go. He's going to do 26. We've got 30. We're doing a bunch of damage and keeping him down. So let's see what we can do here, ladies and gentlemen. Got a bunch of Robo-Hounds. We're able to block a bunch of damage, but it's not enough, I do not think. Finally, able to get a Fairy Warrior, and we just go in to deal as much damage as possible. We didn't really do a lot of damage through all the shield we were giving him. But honestly, being able to catch up in shielding is the best possible decision that we could make here. So we're always going to be, with Fairy Warriors, if we keep getting them, we'll always have enough shield to block the damage that he's doing to us. He's got 18, he's got 11 HP, he's doing 60, but we've got more than enough shield, and we managed to kill him. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the Wizard run-through normal. It's a little harder, this one, instead of one attempt like it did the Warrior, I was able to do it in a little bit less time this time, as I was able to tear through with a little bit more understanding and you guys being able to follow along. This is going to hopefully get a little faster. So, Wizard. Floors climbed 39, normal enemies killed 17, elites 1 on the first floor, 2 on the second, 1, bosses killed 4, coins earned 1058, gems earned 35, victory bonus 10% for a score of 1306, cards played 755, the total time this time 554 minutes. Highest damage in a turn was 60, damage taken 234 overall, and I opened 5 chests. We level up again. Always remember to take the double EXP. It'll help you really quickly get to the really powerful cards late game. And one of the things that you really should get in the habit of doing is taking the extra XP when you can. Which is why paying for the double XP could be so enticing. Because the faster you go through levels, the faster you're able to get to some of the classes that you might enjoy more than the beginning classes, like Wizard and Warrior, beginning classes, and you don't really start unlocking other classes until you get further into the game. So, we got leveled up. We're almost at level 4. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of The Wizard. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching if you're still watching. Thank you for tuning in to YouTube if this is where you found all of this. My goal with this series is to bring enlightenment to the Rogue Adventure community that seems to be lacking a lot of information online. So I hope you find my videos informational and helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please like, subscribe, and feel free to shoot away. I will attempt to read all of the comments on the videos as they pop up, with any questions that people might have, going more in depth with certain runs, redoing some of the runs, because yeah, it was kind of shitty. It wasn't the best run. Wizard's kind of a bit clunky for me right now, and I apologize for that. But that's going to end this section, and as I start the next section on Twitch, feel free to join at TwistedTeach at twitch.com. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. My name is Twisted Teach, and I am going to be doing